Okay guys, now that we got my eyebrows under control, we will now see what palette I'll be using, which will be the BRETMAN Rock ColourPop collaboration in the Wet palette. To start off my look, I will be using Mood as my base eyeshadow. Hey guys, so as I blend this out, I would like to give you my opinion on Mood. So Mood, honestly, it's a mood. But for it to be a blue color, I'm actually very surprised at how pigmented it is. As you can see, I was able to cover about 97% of my crease before having to go for more to deepen the color. Blue is honestly a hard color to work with. So with not a lot of fallout, which is amazing, and it's a great color to blend with. So to blend this out, I'll be using I'm Chillin' from the Wet palette. I'm Chillin', it's like a lighter version of Mood, but not so shimmery as Mood, and it's actually a very, very, very beautiful transition color. And dealing with two blues, you would think it would be a mess, but with this palette, it's very, very bendable, in my perception, and easy to work with. Okay guys, now that I got both of my eyelids done, I'll be starting my cut crease, which for my cut crease, I'll be using concealer to help with my cut crease. I put some on the top of my eyelid and I look up to help build my crease formation. Usually dealing with creases is actually very hard, mainly dealing with this type of blue. But this color actually worked well with the concealer that I used. Now to go over my cut crease, I will be using OMG I'm Wet's Glitterily Obsessed from the Wet palette that is included with this. For this to be my first time using this kind of glitter and my first time using a ColourPop glitter or eyeshadow set, this glitter was actually, despite my slight struggle you may see, was actually very easy to use and had zero to little fallouts. It was actually very easy to work with, and I'm still in awe of the pigmentation that it's giving me as a glitter and the different types of little stars that you will see in the glitter. Okay guys, now that I have both of my cut creases done, I will now be using my BB volumizing mascara. Now you see me curling my eyelashes, which I like to do before I put my mascara on to lessen breakage from me using the curler after my mascara. This mascara I just received over Christmas from my mom, which is actually very, very good mascara. I actually keep it in my purse see the difference between my right eyelid and my left just from the first couple of swipes. Now for my eyelashes, I'll be using the Glam eyelashes. So for my primer, I'll be using the Pro Touch Mattifying Primer. Due to my face being a oily type of face, I use mattes a lot when it comes to my skin. I still moisturize. I did not put my moisturizer, which is EOS. This primer doesn't make me feel like my skin is dry or anything. Now I'll be using the 310 Sun Beige Foundation from Maybelline Fit Me. Now, after making sure I have equal coverage all over my face, I'll be blending this out with my handy dandy beauty blender. This shade actually matches my neck, which is the shade that I typically go for. And I usually get tanned very easily or get really pale. This shade actually is versatile, meaning that I can use this shade in the summer and in the winter. So it's not too light and it's not too dark for me. As you can see, it is very, very, very pigmented and covers up my pores, but at the same time does not make my face look all cakey due to it being matte and poreless. For my concealer, I will now be using the Wet n Wild Light Ivory Concealer. I like to dot this around my face due to my face already being so light. I don't like to use a lot of concealer, and it just kind of gets rid of some dark marks underneath my eyes. Now I'll be using the light to medium contour palette from Black Romance. Typically, I do not like using contour because of me having a chubby face. I feel like it does no difference. But actually with this palette, it gives me a contour look that I am very pleased with. It doesn't make my face look too ashy. For my bronzer, I'll be using the Sonia Kashuk 52 Glisten. Now for my blush, I will be using the Stop It blush that is included in the Wet palette. For my setting spray, I will be using the Hard Candy Matte Sheer Envy. For highlight, I will be using the Hard Candy Rose Gold Highlighter in 1307. Kumquat in the Wet Lip Bundle. Hope you guys enjoy it, and just know I approve the Wet collection by BRETMAN Rock.